Well, hi there, everybody. Chase Raz from the Zilliqa Observer with yet another community video, and yet again about port. I am hoping that the frequency of these drops down pretty soon, but here we go. I just had the privilege of getting off of a call with the individual who has been buying up all of the port as the price has dipped. I talked before that there was a two whale versus one whale war sort of going on. That's somewhat not accurate. But anyway, that was going on earlier today. It has dropped the price of port. It has impacted other tokens. I'll come back to that in just a moment because I also want to make you aware that I have confirmation from Package Portal that XPORT is going out. There's a several hour retooling period, if you will. We did see one XPORT out in the wild earlier today. So we're waiting on their official announcement. Nothing happens until they say XPORT is out in the wild. Officially, what we saw earlier was part of that retooling process, but it is coming. Wait on the official word from Package Portal. Of course, I, like everybody else in the world, will be retweeting it when that happens. So let me move on to the anonymous whale, who I am in touch with, not just today, but we've been in touch over a multi-week period. And this individual was already the largest holder of port prior to everything happening today and yesterday. I've talked about this in another video that really ZRC2s were hit by a perfect storm of the market correction, all-time high, which has a negative effect sometimes on tokens within a community and various other things. So for a community player to pick right now to FUD, the individual who removed himself from some communities was forcibly removed from others. The community was calling this individual out, and the largest port holder at the time saw this and wanted to respond differently than how some other people did. I mentioned that when the whale who was fudding, right, the person who was selling to dip the price in order to dupe people into selling and in order to be able to buy it back up, when he was doing that, one other whale did choose to temporarily exit and say, I don't want anything to do with this type of nonsense, this type of drama. The thing is, when you talk to some of these folks, they typically don't want the drama any more than you or I do. And in speaking with the largest port holder, who moved his position from roughly 50,000 port to almost 95,000 port, he really was responding. Here's what I have in terms of information from him. He was responding in the same way. Just as many of us would have bought port if it dipped, he continued to do that, but he also saw what was happening. He saw that it was a FUD attempt on his own independently. However, he had great community confirmation of that. So this particular individual wants you to know that if you're in the Telegram groups, if you're on Twitter, if you're in these communities that were calling out the FUD and trying to do something about it, he's in some of those groups, lurking in some. He saw the comments talking about how he was one whale fighting off two. I've already explained how one of those whales was nefarious, the other wasn't. But he sees all of that. He thanks you all for the support and helping to hold support to prevent a bad actor from making an artificial price and, quite frankly, taking some of the paper wealth out of our digital wallets. There's no drama involved, but there was one moment where he got a little bit interesting, because there was a moment where he said, the price got down to about 270 zil, and he was really hoping, even though none of us wanted it to go lower, he was hoping it would drop down to 200, because that's the moment he wanted to put the final blow in and make sure that the person fudding was not going to be able to get back in. Like a little bit of drama, sure. But, this individual was sitting at the computer for almost 24 hours fighting against somebody fudding and selling, using vast amounts of resources in order to do it. And wants to reassure, right? I can't vouch for this individual more than I can most other people, but I will say he and I have been in touch for quite a while. He was already the largest port holder before this happened. So if he's deceiving me in any way, first of all, I doubt it, right? Everybody's susceptible to some deceit, but I doubt it. And he really wouldn't have much benefit of choosing me to do this. He wants it to be known. He loves port. He loved port before when he was the largest holder. Now that he's double that, he still loves it. He wants to hold long term. He's not going to dump. And he believes if we all work together, we can have a good, valuable project.